In this video, we continue sailing down the Exuma Island chain and take the boys on a playdate. This season of Sailing Doodles features Taylor and Bobby as we set sail for the Caribbean with our two Labradoodles, Maverick and Goose. We started out this episode anchored by Norman's Key and the Exuma Island chain in the Bahamas. In the previous video, we snorkeled on the wreck of Pablo Escobar's airplane. All right, we spent about, 3 nights here. Pretty beautiful spot. The wind has turned around out of the east though, and pretty strong at that. It has somewhat protection from the east, but it's a little choppy out there. As big and heavy as a boat this is, we're really not moving around.
Wind waves don't really affect this boat that much. It was the one night.
It's the swells.
It's swells that really.
Yeah, but there's no swell coming through here, but there is a significant amount of wind wave. And we've got the current and the wind moving in the same direction right now. But here in about 2 hours, the current will come around from the other way. So the wind will be 20 knots coming this way, and the current will be 3 or 4 knots coming this way. And it'll get really rough in here. So we're gonna move before that happens.
Baby, we go on and on. Say we don't care, but it's so dumb. Up so high, but what it's worth.
It was a short motor over to Shrowd Cay.
We've been getting into a good routine where I steer the boat while Bobby handles the anchor.
This anchorage that we pulled into is beautiful. We've set up a play date for the dogs. There's 2 other boats that have big dogs, and so after we have...
Mermaid, this is Mojito.
Well, that's them talking about it now. All right, going to their play date. You behave, boys. Good.
I wonder if they've turned into weird boat dogs by being isolated.
Yeah, they've been isolated from other dogs too long, and now they're... I've seen it happen to people. Shrowd Cay has a lot of tidal rivers that are fun to explore in your dinghy.
The end of the river came out to a beautiful beach right on the Atlantic Ocean. Turns out the boys aren't weird boat dogs after all. They seem to get along really well with the other dogs. The view from the top of the hill was amazing.
a nice night here. It was fun getting to socialize some other cruisers. We went over to their boat for happy hour, had a good time. You know, went and saw the sights with them yesterday too, so we'll keep in touch as we keep heading. We're kind of heading in the same general direction, so I'm sure we'll keep in touch and hang out. It's kind of the nice things about cruising, especially down here in the Bahamas and stuff, is you meet people along the way. And where are you headed? Oh, we're headed to the BVI. Oh, great, so are we. And so then every time we pull into a bay, we see their boat, we just call them on the radio and say, hey, mojito, let's go have some mojitos. And there you go. So anyway, cool stuff. So there's a big blow coming in tomorrow night. So we're got over 30 knots, 30, 40 knots. So we're gonna go to the Exuma Land and Sea Park where they have some moorings that are really protected. And we're gonna go there, but we're gonna go, instead of going tomorrow, we're gonna go today to make sure we actually get a spot. So we're gonna pull the dinghy up and head out. One thing that I think I will change on this boat when we get to Puerto Rico is it's got these winches here for pulling up the dinghy. You put one line on here, one line on there, and you pull the dinghy in through the blocks here. They're not self-tailing, so somebody kind of has to hold it. It does have a clutch, but it's better if it's self-tailing, and they're not 2-speed, they're only single speed. And so sometimes it can be pretty hard to pull these up. So I want to get a 2-speed winch here with self-tailing and put both those there. Be about 600 bucks each, but I think it'll be worth it. That way one person can bring up the dinghy, because right now we need 2 people and it's a little awkward sometimes. The right angle drill we call Millie works really well, but you still have to tail the lines as you pull them in. How fast are we going?
7 knots. Not bad.
Yeah, we're moving right along. We just got the Genoa out because it's like 15 to 20 knots. I don't think we really need any more than that. Plus we might have to roll it in later on as we get it into a bad angle for the wind, but not bad right now. And it looks pretty when she's flying.
Some people in the comments asking if my seasickness has gotten better. I've never actually taken anything for the seasickness. I mean, I've drank some ginger ale. I usually will just take a Tylenol because I get a headache, but I find my seasickness is just kind of like the brain thing. I don't really feel nauseous, so I've never felt that it's been necessary to take like a Dramamine or anything, but there's been enough time to allow my body to get used to it, and I really don't get seasick anymore, which has been very good. I'm definitely well adjusted now.
Now people are going to tell you how bad Tylenol is for you in the comments. It doesn't matter what you say, they're going to say something's wrong.
Yeah. So this is going to be our first time actually getting a mooring. We've always just either anchored out or gotten a slip at a dock. We're gonna do the usual thing like we do when we anchor, so Bobby's gonna be up in the bow, attaching us to the mooring, and I'm gonna be at the helm. So we'll see how this goes.
We continue down the Exuma Island chain to Waderick Wells. It's a very narrow entrance to the park, and you also have to be mindful of the strong current. After hooking up to the mooring, we headed ashore to check in with the park ranger office.
So this is the National Park headquarters. I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks a night for a mooring because you're not allowed to anchor here. Well worth it though. They do a lot to preserve the island and everything, so pretty cool spot though. So they have a nice little gift shop there and check-in area. It's $40 a night to stay here. We're gonna move though because they had a spot open up over here that we'd much rather be on than way out here where it's less protected.
After moving the boat, it was time to hit the beach.
This isn't too bad right here. Nice beach day, chairs. Calm beach. It's blowing like 20 knots out there, but still nice. And look at our boat right there. That's not even a couple. That's about 150 meters. 100.
I could throw a rock.
I could hit a golf ball there, no problem. I could hit a pitching wedge to our to our boat.
Over the next couple of days, we explored the island and we're really excited to show it to you.
Tune in to the next episode to see more of Waderick Wells. If you're enjoying the videos, we'd really appreciate it if you'd click that subscribe button. And we really appreciate our patrons making this channel possible. We give them weekly updates of what's going on in real time.